give Terry like a 2-year contract where this year he makes like $40 million and next year.
I thought this too, so that way he's
contract.
not making the same amount of money as Jayden Daniels. When he's making money, Jayden Daniels is still not getting paid.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think they should do.
I don't know why they haven't.
But I don't think either guy is going to get moved.
No, I think they stay.
But
what the biggest negotiation tactic?
If one's more likely to get moved, who do you think?
Terry.
I think Micah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Welcome to the Audible presented by Ray Network. And we're here, man. It's August. We're not going to go a week without football until February, sometime in February. So whether you like preseason or not is totally up to you. How do you guys feel about preseason football? I watched pretty much the whole Hall of Fame game.
I don't get into it.
No.
I just feel like you're not going to get answers out of it. Like if you're going there looking for answers, or if you're going there just literally watching a football game, like I can't personally watch the XFL or the USFL because I just don't give a fuck about it.
Right.
Like
it's definitely a different feeling than the
UFL.
Whatever. Exactly. My point exactly. Like I can watch college and I can watch NFL. Outside of that, it's like watching G League basketball or something. It's like I can watch college, I can watch the NBA. I can't watch something else.
But you don't like to watch for like. I know what you're saying. Like I'm not going to watch the preseason and be like, the Ravens have been so good in preseason.
I'm going to say
for
that
players, like I'll watch and be like, hey.
I'll give you an example. Everyone was like, dude, I was in the barbershop. And everyone was like, Trey Lance deserves a shot on a real team, man. He played so good. And I was like, he has been in the league for 5 years. He is 26 years old. He has played on multiple teams behind really good quarterbacks, successful quarterbacks in the league.
Good coaches
and everything. And he's playing against third stringers on a Hall of Fame game, and he played well. Yeah, I would hope so.
Here's my first point, and I don't want to be rude to anybody. Most people, I've realized I shouldn't take I can tell now when I should take somebody's football opinion based on the things they say. Trey Lance, I like Trey Lance a lot. He's definitely a good backup, maybe third. If he's, on the fucking Ravens where they have Lamar and Cooper Rush, he's third string. That's
what the argument in the barbershop was. It was like, he could start on some teams. It was like, he could not start on any teams.
He could start, but he wouldn't be good.
No, he could not start. There's no
I'm saying like,
I literally said that. I said
hurt, he could play and go out there and
That's
play.
Not what I'm saying. They're saying like these guys were saying there are teams in the league right now that he is better than their starter.
So what they were saying is he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Exactly.
No, he's not.
I said no, he's not. No, not even that, because there's backups maybe better than starters.
I'm saying though.
He's not there's no starter in the NFL that you think I'm going to take that guy away and put Trey Lance and they're better off for that.
Who's the worst quarterback in the NFL probably right now?
Say go through the divisions. Maybe
Browns,
Justin Fields. Well, Browns.
The Browns situation. No, Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett's much better. Than
you don't.
Trey Lance.
It's what I'm saying. Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are both better than Trey Lance. They have two. They're the worst quarterback situation in the NFL.
Jets would probably.
Honestly, they probably have Shedeur Sanders is probably fucking better than him too.
I would say
Justin Fields and the Jets.
I think they'd be this.
Justin Fields is a way better version than Trey Lance.
Yeah, possible. I don't think he could be a starter.
Well, here's the thing. Like Trey Lance, I was thinking about the other day. It's like, it sucks for him because he did bad. It's like he should be out the league. He did good. It's like, well, you're supposed to because it's third stringers. It's like, so there's no winning for him there.
There is winning because he gets to remain in the NFL because he's on a team.
He's
on a
roster.
He's going to be on the roster.
He's not good enough as a starter.
Here's a stat. Last year, Bo Nix threw 589 pass attempts. Since graduating high school 7 years ago, Trey Lance has thrown 461 pass attempts.
Right.
So it's like
reps mean a lot.
It's a reps thing, yeah.
I think he's good in terms of, like I said, if you were
like a Malik Willis.
Yeah, I'm like the Titans. If he was their backup, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Like Colts, like that's probably an even worse situation maybe than the Browns, because Richardson seems like he sucks. Daniel Jones, we already know sucks, and they said he's having a horrible training camp. Love Riley Leonard, we're Notre Dame fans, obviously, but like he should not be a starter in the NFL. And Trey Lance would be the fourth string on that roster.
I think he'd be third over Riley Leonard.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. My thing is with like the Colts situation is just Anthony Richardson has cut out candy. He's doing the right things. And to be honest, you knew this was a project. So I don't know why they're like just thought he's going to be an MVP right now.
Yeah, wasn't it? He's only 19. He's only played quarterback for a year and a half. So
you got to think, if you got him for 20 years and the first 3 or 4 sucked or were like fringe playoff teams, that's totally fine. Why does he have to win a Super Bowl this year?
I think the problem was that they didn't have a guy to start in front of him as the plan, which should have been the plan. Is let's trade for a Rodgers and let this kid develop 3 or 4 years behind him.
Yeah, he would have been a perfect Jordan Love situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a team with a way worse quarterback situation, like the worst I've seen in a long time, and that's the Saints.
Oh, we didn't even think about that. Trey Lance could start on that team.
Maybe.
It's either what's that kid's name?
Tyler Shaw or Spencer
Rattler. He could start on that team.
He would be competing with those two.
Right. That would be a competition because Jake Haener is fucking terrible.
He's terrible.
This
team is fucking bad.
But that's what
if I was Kellen Moore, I wouldn't even fucking take this job.
Well, he was under the anticipation that he was going to have Derek Carr, so that kind of sucked.
That does not help a lot here.
It's definitely better than Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler. But see, for them, who just signed Teddy Bridgewater?
Jags?
Might have been the Jags. Why wouldn't they call up?
But like Rashid Shaheed and Brandon Cooks are your wide receivers 2 and 3. I'm not thrilled about that. That feels a lot like the Cowboys situation last year, and they don't have CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver 1. They have Chris Olave.
I think their wide receiver room is decent.
What does decent mean?
Chris Olave's
he's okay, and he's going to get in.
He's a wide receiver 2. Rashid Shaheed was a deep ball threat last year.
So you have a deep ball threat, which is not a wide receiver 1 or 2 as wide receiver 2. You have a wide receiver 2 as wide receiver 1.
Brandon Cooks is a veteran who could be
with a marshmallow for a brain. He's 40 years old.
Yeah, I mean he's a guy though that like with those two he's going to make plays because he's the third guy on that team is what I'm saying.
I just do not like that.
I don't like it, but it's not that bad.
All 3 of those guys, I don't wish this upon them, but will miss games this year because of injury.
Michael Thomas just out the league.
I have no fucking idea.
Anyway, what we're going to get into today is AFC East, NFC East breakdown. We're going to talk some fantasy football, but I just wanted to see preseason. I like to look at it for young guys who are climbing their way up the depth chart. This also helps for fantasy too, because I've heard some things about some people that I may or may not say on the show, because I am a fantasy player against 2 other people in this room. But I like to watch it. The Hall of Fame game I always watch because I feel like it's the first game. But the one thing I will say to watch preseason for is if you're a bettor, a lot of people give me shit or give a lot of better shit because they think that betting the preseason's worse than betting the regular season. If you're paying attention, like the Bengals, they said Joe Burrow's playing a couple drives, like they're going to play this year, and the Bengals were underdogs in the game, which means in the first quarter they were underdogs. You could bet the Bengals as underdogs in the first quarter because if Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins are going to play a few drives against the other team's second string, so
and they're going to win.
Use it for information. If you're just betting it because you like to have bets on, then
you're a
sicko.
Yeah.
But if you're betting it like someone like me or, because I listen to a lot of sports betting podcasts where it's like, hey, this coach said these guys are going to play extensive amount, and they were, 1-point underdogs in the first quarter. It's like, well, that's something you definitely need to look into.
Right. I think Joe Burrow should play in like 3 games, like 2 drives each.
I think here's how I would
can't do the slow start to the season in that division that they do every year. No, of course
not. Here's how I would do it. First game, my starters would play 1 drive. Second game, because there's 3 or 4? There's 3.
There's 3 plus Hall of Fame, right?
So I think they get 4 if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
But I would say first game they play 1 drive. Second,
I think they do get 4. Sorry, and that's why they don't play like even the backup.
Right. Second game, Joe Burrow would get 2, maybe 3 drives, and then the last game, he'd play the whole first quarter.
Right.
And if the drive, like let's say the first quarter ended and they're in the red zone, get him to finish the drive off.
Right.
Because that's a part of the game where 20-20 you can make plays. When it's inside the 20 and you only have so much in your playbook, you want to be sharp going into the season.
And it's kind of like the injury argument. It's like, if he gets injured in the 3rd game on the first drive, 3rd preseason game, he was going to get injured.
It just, you have to play at some point.
Right. That's like we're just going to sit the guy all 82 games. You might as well sit Joe Burrow the whole season because you want him for playoffs.
And hope he makes the playoffs, yeah. You want to start with AFC East or NFC East?
NFC East. Yeah, I think the AFC East is going to be a lot easier. That's why.
So the NFC East, Philadelphia is going to be the favorite to win that.
I think they should be.
Commanders are second. So the Eagles are minus 170 to win the division. Commanders plus 175. Cowboys plus 600 and the New York Giants plus 2,500.
I think I agree with the Giants and the Eagles and the Commanders. I think the Cowboys should be a little bit closer on those odds.
I think shorter, like they should be plus 400.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And the main reason I say that is because the Cowboys got better as well, and I think they have a good situation going on. And I think the Eagles have a good situation going on. I think the Commanders have a good situation going on. It all comes down to what games you win.
Right.
But no team has won this division back-to-back years for 20-something years. 21 years now. That's just one of those weird ones where it's like, yeah, it's going to end eventually, but do you think it's going to be this year? I mean, it's hard. You look at the Eagles team since they've had Hurts, like how have they not won it back to back?
Right.
Or you look at the Cowboys team since they had
Couple
Dak,
rosters they've had,
and you're like, what the fuck?
Commanders just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Giants have been shit for like
I think,
10 years.
and that's why I don't know if we're getting into who you think will win the division or whatnot yet.
Yeah, I have I'm going to do your order.
Commanders. I think the Commanders are going to win the division. I think maybe I'm looking a little bit too much into the whole what's the word I'm looking for here?
You don't know what you're trying to say.
About the nobody winning it back to back.
Oh, like the trend or too much?
Yeah, like a trend.
History?
I'm looking into a trend a little bit too much, maybe, by saying the Eagles cannot win it. I'm not saying they can't win it, but I do think maybe I had the Eagles Commanders neck and neck, and I put the Commanders a little bit above because it's like I think the trend will continue.
Kellen Moore's gone.
Kellen Moore's gone.
So it's just one of those things.
That's just another playbook Jalen Hurts has to learn, which, by the way, he's had to learn a new playbook every year since his freshman year of college.
Him and Baker Mayfield.
Because he had 2 different coordinators his years at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He had Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma his 1 year. He had, who was his rookie year? Nick Sirianni, would it be?
No, it was the guy from the fucking Colts. Shane
Steichen. Was Nick Sirianni his head coach, or was it Doug Peterson?
I don't know.
Peterson got him a year.
So let's say Doug Peterson, right? And then it was Shane Steichen, and then it was Sirianni, and then it was Kellen Moore.
Ben Johnson.
Then it was Ben Johnson, then it was Kellen Moore, right? He's learned 8 playbooks in a row.
Right.
Now he has another.
So for me, if we want to just get into the order, I have Eagles winning the division.
Sorry, the reason I mentioned that, because you always see the Eagles kind of like, it happens every year where everyone, at the end of the year, we're like, I like Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. I think he's a good player. And then the first 5 games, you're like, yeah, he's not one of the best. This dude has to learn like completely new offense, completely new coverages. And last year, he just started being the guy who reads the protections because Jason Kelce left.
Yeah.
He's going to start out like slow for a few games. And then once he gets the offense clicking and the protections clicking, he'll be good.
Yeah, there's a team when we get to the NFC North with the Lions. I think because they looked terrible in the Hall of Fame game. And usually in the second game, that team that loses bounces back, and I'm like, that might make sense, but they've lost both their coordinators. Like this is the first live action they've had. I wouldn't say that they're just going to turn it around because they had one bad week. That doesn't make much sense to me. And that if it was I'm trying to think of somebody who's had the Ravens or the Steelers, where it's like, hey, it's the same fucking coaches all the time. But a team like that,
the talent's still there for that team, but it's like, Ben Johnson was the most like who's going to be the lucky guy that gets him. Losing that guy is big.
Have you heard what's going on in Chicago?
I heard he hates Caleb Williams and wants him dead.
He is stern. He's a strict coach from what I've heard, which is good. That's what they need. But anyway, me for the NFC East, I have the Eagles winning the division, so back-to-back winners. I have the Cowboys second, Skins third, and Giants fourth. I just think kind of how we did it last year where everyone was hyped on C.J. Stroud, and they're like, oh my God, this is going to be one of blah, blah, blah. And Jayden might not take a step back. I just think their offense, and they won a lot of one-score games. I know they had a bad defense, so that maybe gets better, maybe gets worse. But I think that second year is kind of like a learning curve where Dallas, I could be wrong, completely wrong, but I think getting George Pickens, I've heard that, this kid Jayden Blue is going to probably end up being the starter. If Schottenheimer's a decent coach, the Cowboys aren't someone to just sleep on. Now, one thing which we didn't mention you have to look for is if Michael Parsons either doesn't play or gets traded, or Terry McLaurin doesn't play or gets traded, depending on what happens there, that's going to play a big role in what happens with those two teams. But I just think the Skins take maybe a step back. Dallas and Dak, when he's healthy, runs the NFC East because he has a very good record against the NFC East. Skins and Giants are even better records because they've been shit. But I've got them finishing second. Giants, which I also have under 5.5 wins for them on the season. If you look at their schedule, I don't know how they get 6 wins. They're just the bottom of the division right now. If I were them, I would probably have Jackson Dart start like the last 5 or 6 games, if even that. He'd probably play the whole preseason if I was the Giants, and then give him a year or two to develop. Because
I wouldn't mind if he played entirely a year or two behind Russell Wilson.
Right, but
my thing is, people are like, well, you want to sit there, and it's like, you're not going to win the Super Bowl in the next year or two. I'm sorry. No. I know that sucks to hear as a Giants fan.
Their defensive line, unbelievable.
But that doesn't win you a Super Bowl having an amazing defensive line and everything else sucks.
Right. Offensive line, they're working on it. Receivers are terrible.
Andrew Thomas is great. The rest of the line looks like it sucks.
The receivers are terrible besides Malik Neighbors. Their running back situation is fucked.
I was going to say you could work with, like, if you had a great team and then your running backs were Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo, you could work with that.
Right.
But you don't have a great team.
They just have too much bad.
Yeah, they're easily in fourth place for me as well. Their over-under, I believe, is like 5.5
Yeah,
games.
that's my favorite bet is under 5.5.
NFC East has like the hardest schedule of any division this year. Strength of schedule. Yeah, the Giants are fucked. And it sucks because I actually do like the offseason they had.
Yeah, me too.
I personally think they got the best player in the draft in Abdul Carter. I don't know how he didn't go first, and I know quarterback's the most important position. And even if I felt like the Titans were a quarterback away, I'd still fucking take Abdul Carter, which might be crazy to say, but I think that guy's a generational talent. He looked unbelievable at Penn State, even against a good old line like Notre Dame with one arm. I mean, I can't.
He was a wreckage. He was wrecking ball in the backfield.
And they still have Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns, and
yeah, they have a good D line.
it's scary.
But I have Philly, Dallas, Washington, New York is my order. Who do you got? What's your order?
I got New York last for sure. Okay, and then I have the Cowboys third, and my reason for having the Cowboys third is just Dak Prescott and his Cowboys teams have not been able to win tough games. Even when they went 12-4, 12-5 one year, they were something like 11-1 against teams with losing records, and 1-4 against teams with.
That was the year
records.
The Dolphins had the same thing, and they played
Right.
the Dolphins, and it was like, we're gonna find out who the real bully is.
Yeah,
because you're beating on the bad teams. Who's actually the bad team?
Right. And I think they ended up beating the Lions, who were kind of similar. And the Lions, remember, they went for 2 at the 2 and didn't get it, but they were false started, and they went for 2 at the 7, then they went for 2 at the 12, and it was like, how about you kick the extra point and tie the fucking game?
Yeah, when the guy didn't report as eligible, and then they fall.
All that shit.
Yeah, it was a weird.
Anyway, that's been the story of Dak's life. It's like, dude, he looks really good against these kind of mediocre, mid-level, even like good teams and down. And then when he plays great teams, he looks like shit. And it's like, well, you played too many great teams this year to look like shit in those.
He just doesn't elevate his game.
No. And for that reason, I think they kind of have like a 9 to 11 win season, which isn't a bad season. They go 10-7 or 11-6. I just think the Commanders and the Eagles will show up a little bit more in those games and have similar records, like 11-6, 12-5. And I got the Commanders first, winning it all, the NFC East, and probably going. And again, I know sophomore slump, but see what happens with Terry. I like the addition of Devo. I like the addition of Noah Brown. I love the addition of, I think, offensively, Cliff Kingsbury is great for him. Jayden Daniels is great. The running game is actually really good. They got a rookie that's going to be a part of their running game as well. Who'd they get at tight end?
Do they still have Ertz, or did he retire?
Is it Ertz? I feel like they signed someone. Let me see here. I could be wrong. But it's probably Ertz. But the wide receiver core looks better. And the biggest thing, like I said, the O-line was the weakest part. They got Laramie Tunsil, and they got another interior O-lineman and kept Wiley. So, like, now the outside, the tackles look great.
No, they're doing it right for having a
defensively, they got Farrell. They retained a lot of guys. They drafted well. I think they look great going into the season. They've retained
signed Von Miller.
They've retained Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn, all the GMs, all the coaching staff, all the players. I think Jayden Daniels might do the opposite of a sophomore slump. If he stays healthy, look even better than he did last year and win 12 to 13 games.
That's so impossible, though. How could he look better than last year?
I mean, he wasn't, like, above and beyond.
An NFC championship.
I'm talking about his individual play, though. Like, his numbers look better. His play looks better. They go from what they win last year, 12 games, to they win 12 again, or they win 13, and then they, like, maybe their record, maybe they lose a playoff game or two. Obviously, they could make it to the Super Bowl. That would be better. But I'm just talking about the regular season. How they could do better in the regular season is what I think they'll do, is win the NFC East.
Yeah, I mean, they could. I
think that 3-man race is going to be close. I think the Giants go 0-6 in the division. I think the 3-man race will be close. The 3-team race, like Cowboys 10-7, Eagles 11-6, and Commanders 12-5. Maybe even Commanders Eagles tie with records of 12-5.
That's why I think, like you said, the plus 600 for Dallas is a little long, because if it's a 1 to 2 game stretch, difference. Let's say Dallas wins the first game against the Eagles I'm not saying by a miracle, but let's just say they beat the Eagles. That's a big game 15 weeks later.
Right.
When it's tied and you've got the tiebreaker, or you're up a game or down a game, and it's like, hey, we went in there, we beat them week 1, we play them at home for our second game.
But my reason for the Commanders winning it, the Eagles getting second, the Cowboys getting third, were all the reasons I've already named. The main one being the Commanders retain their coaching staff's the same, their OC's the same. their makeup is the same. Their quarterbacks, everything's the same.
They have the
here.
most consistency.
The Eagles lost coordinators. They lost important players. They lost Darius Slay, who's been there a while. I know he's old. He's this and that. They lost, their offense looks the exact same, but their coordinator's different. And I already said that they start a little bit slow. They lost Micah Becton. He was really good for them. The Cowboys coaching staff is brand new.
This guy's never.
Mike Zimmer's not the DC anymore. It's Eberflus. This guy's never been a head coach.
I like
before.
Eberflus as a DC though.
Eberflus is definitely an upgrade for Mike Zimmer, and I liked him as a DC when he was a DC before he was head coach.
It's going to come down to Schottenheimer's.
I thought all four teams had a great offseason. The Eagles, it's hard to be better than the team you were last year.
You're right, you won the
but they still had a great offseason. The Giants, I thought, did all the things they should have. I think they got a quarterback late that they were happy with. I think they got the best player in the draft, and they made a couple signings. Cool. I like Scatabo. They got bridge quarterbacks because they're not going to win fucking shit. The Cowboys, George Pickens was massive. You don't see them make moves like that, and they did. I thought their draft was great as well. They got players in positions that they need. I love the Tyler Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I love that draft pick. Jake Ferguson.
Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Guyton. No, Tyler Guyton was already there.
Tyler Smith's been there for 3 years.
Who's the other Tyler? The third Tyler? Fuck. This is pissing me off now.
Yajic?
No.
Who'd they get at right guard to replace?
Oh, they got Lyle Collins back.
No.
They did.
I know they did. Tyler Booker. That was their rookie they drafted this year.
Okay.
There's 3 Tylers on the offensive line starting. Tyler Booker's the rookie from Alabama that they drafted with the 12th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
I love that pick.
I was really intoxicated by the time they made that pick.
Right, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, open bar to draft party.
Food, too. Some lady passed out, and the stretcher took her out 15 minutes into the draft.
I was like, that's going to be me. You might as well keep that stretcher here, sweetheart. I'm going to be piggybacking that with you in 10 minutes. But I think that, and their running back room got better, even though it actually could have got worse. I've heard terrible things about Jayden Blue. And
I heard really good things about him.
I heard he's lazy. They said he's borderline lazy. The running back coach for the Cowboys said he's.
Well, that's good. That's actually a good thing to hear.
Why is that a good thing to hear?
Depending on his mindset, if he hears that he's
I'm fucking lazy.
Yeah, right.
Seems like
I think when it's beat reporters, it's kind of hard.
But this coaching staff
is
that's what I was
way
going to
more
say. Even though the Cowboys look really new as a team, I do love the things I've heard out of Schottenheimer, even though he's a brand new coach for the first time. First of all, I think a big factor in hiring him, personally, I haven't heard any reports of this, is at one point the offensive coordinator was Kellen Moore and the defensive coordinator was Dan Quinn, and those guys faced off in the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah.
And you're going, hey, we fired the guy this year that was the head coach when they were the coordinators. Why the fuck didn't we hire from within when we knew this guy wasn't going to do shit, right? And so they hire from within. We can't lose another guy. We can't lose another guy that becomes a head coach. But this was actually the last 2 years has been years that you should have hired from without.
Right.
You should have hired Jim Harbaugh.
Vrabel.
You should have hired Vrabel. You should have hired Belichick. You should have hired Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
There's other names out there that were floated from, Chip Kelly's an OC now.
Mike McDonald from the Ravens.
Marcus Freeman had rumors of going to the Bears. Like, there's so many guys that you could have interviewed and hired and got within the hiring process. Ben Johnson. And it's like...
Aaron Glenn.
You hired from within.
Not saying all those guys are going to be good coaches.
With that being said, I've liked what I've heard from Schottenheimer, where he was the discipline.
I'd be a better head coach than coordinator.
That could happen. It goes both ways. Cliff Kingsbury's not a head coach. God damn, is he a coordinator, though, right? Since I was born in 1998, the same problems have been there for the Cowboys, and Schottenheimer's the first coach I've heard say it, where he said, talent has not been the problem here. That's why we haven't made the NFC Championship in fucking 28 years. It's discipline. You aren't going to win without discipline. It's like fucking final.
His dad was a great coach.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
You see what they did in practice? And they were I think it was either penalties or fights.
Fighting.
And he just made them run.
The coaches were also running.
I believe it. I like that
Dan
shit.
Campbell type shit right there.
I don't mind it. The problem is it's one of those things where hopefully he has a good balance of both, because those guys can, it'll probably work. It's like a Tom Thibodeau. It'll work for 3-4 years. But then after that, it's like, like a Pete Carroll, where it's like, you got to have that fun, or John Harbaugh too. Like, John Harbaugh is no nonsense. He's not fucking around.
Right.
But we're going to have a water balloon fight. You have to earn that stuff. I'm not saying
have to be
grown
a good
men
game
are
manager.
Look like they're having fun.
Water balloon fights. But
There's a lot.
I'm just saying I hope there's a good balance of that, because you definitely need to be a fucking hard-nosed guy,
I think
and especially
Andy-
when it's your first year because you're trying to establish a culture. But at the same time, at least showing the guys like, hey, this is going to be good, but right now, like, you got to understand.
You'll get rewarded.
That, but also, like, are you okay just being a loser? And we're one of the teams that's talked about the most out of anybody in the whole NFL. And at January, December every year, you're a laughing stock.
We're the richest franchise in sports.
If you're okay with that, first of all, I would say if you're okay with that, well, let's get you out of the building.
Mhm.
But second of all, like, if you're okay with that and that's what's been okay, that's not going to be okay for me. So, we're going to figure out what the fuck's going on here.
Some things, though, I mean, it's nitpicky clips you see out of training camp and whatnot. But from what I've seen, and maybe Dak's going against the first stringers and Milton's going up against the second and third guys with the practice squad or whatever.
That's bullshit.
It could all be nitpicky, but I've seen great things out of Milton and not great things out of Dak.
That's
but that
bullshit.
could just mean
Dak's a good quarterback.
That could just mean the first string defense,
Dak could still be a top 10 quarterback in this league.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And also,
especially regular season.
the 8 through 12 ranking, but yeah, regular season especially.
also too, like,
He should have been MVP 2 years ago.
Milton is not outperforming Dak Prescott in training camp. I would find that
I think
very
JJ
hard.
Watt tweeted about that. It wasn't about this instance, but he was saying, I have no idea who they're going up against. What they're told is the scenario, what part of the practice this is, and then what the goal of the thing is.
But you're showing me two clips here, and I'm
Yeah.
seeing Dak throw a pick to a guy, and I'm seeing Milton throw a bomb to a guy, and it's like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Show me, I got to go sit there for the
Hey,
whole
CD
practice.
get
It's not
double
enough.
teamed to Dak, you have to throw it to him.
And me personally, I'm not even saying Joe Milton should start. I would love it if I think Milton at 6'5", 245 pounds, 4'5", 40, and can throw the ball 75 yards is a ball of potential, especially because he already has a year sitting on the bench in the league. Sitting behind a quarterback like that, he has Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers potential, where you sit behind a great quarterback and you become great.
And Dak's already 32. And if you think about it, too, when we got Trey Lance, we thought we were going to have some packages for this kid that the Niners did, right?
We definitely do for Milton.
For Milton, you have to have him. Or like Eric said, he's like,
bigger, faster, stronger than
don't
Trey
do it
Lance.
during the regular season, but come playoff game, it's like, wait, what do you mean? What's this Joe Milton package they're doing now? We didn't know to prepare for this.
Here's my
Right.
thing. Joe Milton and Anthony Richardson are two guys that I think coming out of their draft classes were 100% potential. What could they be? Look at their size. Look at their throwing strength. Look at their speed. Look at how physical they could. Look at what they could be, right? But you threw Andy Richardson into a starting quarterback situation week one of his NFL career.
That's why I said give him 4 to 5 years. Like, you can't expect he's going to.
That's what I want
Yeah, it's
Milton to
unfair
take.
to him.
Milton's already taken 1 year. And at the last game, I know he played the Bills second stringer. He looked great.
They look fine.
But look, let's sit him behind an even better quarterback, not behind a guy like Drake May who's learning himself, but behind Dak Prescott for a year or two or whatever. Here's the thing. I'm not wishing this upon the players. Dak will get hurt within the next 3 years. If Milton's still there, he's going to have an opportunity to show up.
Right. So I looked it up here. Dak Prescott has handled most of the first-team reps. He's gone 61 of 91 in 4 padded practices.
That's great.
And hasn't thrown an interception.
That's fantastic.
So we're seeing bullshit on the internet.
And that's not
People don't like Dak. He's
great
the quarterback
about
for the
that. Doesn't
Cowboys.
sound great for our defense because he's hooping like
And
a
it says
motherfucker.
but Dak's always been good. Everyone can say, and you guys might say you fucking hate that guy more than anybody. I don't hate him in terms of he's a good quarterback. The problem is he doesn't elevate his game, and in the game against the Packers in the
That was
playoffs,
horrific.
he shit down his leg.
Yeah.
Those both can be true.
And the
he
thing
plays
is-
great in the regular season, and he's a good quarterback.
He's even had great playoff games
But he's
like
not-
against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, exactly. But and then it said in recent joint practices versus the Rams, he connected on multiple big plays, particularly to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens
That's a
in
great defense.
in red zone and contested catch scenarios.
Why do we practice
They've
against
limited
the
his
Rams?
workload though because he did tear his hamstring last
I think
year.
they're in LA
No, we're
or
playing them
camp,
this
right?
week.
And that okay.
We
So-
practice against the Rams every single offseason.
Well, our camp is in Oxnard.
Yeah.
Remember
And then-
Aaron Donald was fucking throwing helmets at people?
Yeah, but so how it works
Tyler
is the
Biadasz.
week of your preseason game, you do joint practices with that team, and then you do the finale is the preseason game. So Dak and them are probably getting most of the
We
reps
play
here,
them every preseason then.
pretty much. Preseason.
I love practicing it. Don't get me wrong. Rams are a great team, a great organization. I want to practice against them every fucking year. It's just odd.
Now, it does say Joe Milton, the camp MVP, with a question mark. He's earned significant attention for his rocket arm and ability to stretch the field. During joint practices against the Rams, he delivered a 64-75-yard touchdown strike.
I think
to Jalen
that's
Brooks.
probably 64 yards in the air, 75-yard total touchdown.
Possibly.
I saw that
Jalen
throw.
Brooks blew past the defense, and that was the throw that was a fucking... Did you see that throw?
I
That
thought
was an
if you
absolute
told me he
nuke.
threw it 97 yards, I would have believed it. It was in the air forever.
Um,
He's a big motherfucker, Joe Milton.
Yeah. He's
It basically says that Milton's adapted to the offense pretty well because it's a fast, streamlined system, which is good for a quarterback like him, because he's obviously quick. And
Don't think, just go.
just don't think, just go. But they said Dak's obviously, I mean, he's been killing it, but Milton is the camp MVP.
I truly think we have 2 good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Dak is like we said, he's in that second tier of the quarterbacks, but behind those top 5 guys.
To me, there's 3 guys, and then there's another tier, and then there's.
Or you can put him there, yeah.
People are gonna hate that because one of those 3 guys is not Lamar to me, but
no,
it just is what it is.
Which like you could look at Lamar and Dak's playoff stats. It's like
they're the same guy.
Dak's better,
slightly better in the
turnover
playoffs.
ratio,
and Lamar's slightly better in the regular season.
Exactly, but our problem is that his contract takes up so much space that he's not good enough to not have that space to have that talent around him.
That's always been the problem,
and that's the problem. You're not a Patrick Mahomes who isn't taking that much. You're not a Josh Allen.
You're not taking that, but you're like Josh Allen just plays better when he needs to.
He has 36 touchdowns to 3 turnovers in the playoffs in the career.
Even Joe Burrow, I know it hurts the defense.
32-6, I think it is.
Yeah. What hurts the Bengals more is that Burrow, Chase, and Higgins are all getting paid, so it's really hard to pay an O-line plus a defense. We can't afford Trey Hendrickson. It's like that's your best player and maybe the best player.
That's your only defender. Yeah.
You need to pay him, which he just went back to practice. Which I saw Ty Schmidt say he pulled an old squeak from if you guys fucking rag on me 13 or 14 more times,
I'm out of here. Yeah. I saw that too. What do you guys think Micah and Terry both play for their teams this year, and do they get? I heard the best thing I heard for the Skins. Just give Terry like a 2-year contract where this year he makes like $40 million, and next year
I thought this too, so that way he's not making the same amount of money as Jayden Daniels. When he's making money, Jayden Daniels is still not getting paid.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think they should do.
I don't know why they haven't.
I don't think either guy's going to get moved.
No, I think they stay.
But
what's the biggest negotiation tactic?
If one's more likely to get moved, who do you think?
Terry.
I think Micah. Because Terry said fuck this. Micah literally put out this is severed beyond whatever. So just taking him.
CeeDee Lamb threw up a peace sign, unfollowed the Cowboys, everything
that.
And
I'm
2 days later, he was fucking signing the biggest
Terry
contract.
seems a little more hey, this is bullshit. And Micah has I'm just saying terms of what they've both said. Micah's come out and been this guy tried to say we made a deal in a room. He's lying about this. This is kind of starting not get personal, but he's saying shit this guy's a scumbag.
Micah always does that.
Micah's immature.
He talks a little bit too much.
Emotional. He's immature.
I agree.
That's the thing. It's he talks, and he's this guy's better than this guy's. Dude, just be quiet and play football.
I think he's found himself eating his words a bit too many times.
In his career.
I've said for the last 2 years, I think we've all agreed, but I've been dude, I don't really like how my guys on pot, Draymond Green, the game ends in an hour, he's so this is why I got ejected, and it's dude, you're costing your team games, you're putting a circus out there that you don't want.
But at least he has 4 championships to his name.
No, of course.
He was you see that interview after the Eagles beat us 38 to whatever, and he was well, but Saquon had a big run. They had a big pass. They had that. He's besides those 4 scoring plays, we held them. And it was what the fuck are you talking about? Besides the fucking 5 touchdowns they scored, we played pretty well.
That's why I said that's the hard part is even when you win, it's a thing of people just, the next week you get that attention from the other team where they're oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. We played like this, we did that. And it's dude, just go out there. You're a football player. You haven't even got your second contract yet. Like Billy said, you haven't won shit. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a football player? I love Pat. Do you want to be Pat McAfee or do you want to be a sports analyst? Because you got to pick one.
At least Pat McAfee was an All-Pro before he became a podcaster.
He's player of the decade in his position.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying you got to pick one. I'm cool with Micah, whatever. I'm cool with whatever he does. He can. I don't love it, but I'm not Micah Parsons.
I'm sure he's not editing and everything like that.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants, right? But I'm just saying, don't look too much into. I think Micah's really done here because of what he said. It's he said a lot of fucking shit.
I just think his situation seems a little bit more hard.
Because he speaks more. When have you ever heard a fucking word out of Terry McLaurin's mouth?
Well, that's plays a part in it. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying is the fact that we're now hearing words from him.
It's not a coincidence that T. Higgins requested a trade, then he gets paid. Jamar Chase, he didn't request a trade. Trey Hendrickson's going to request it, and he's going to get paid. And then Terry McLaurin requested trade. CeeDee Lamb requested trade. Micah Parsons requested trade. All these guys request trades when it's a contract negotiation. They all stay fucking put.
The problem for me though with Dallas is we pay everybody late.
Mm-hmm.
We always wait and
after the market's reset.
After the market's reset, and then this guy wants to do this, and then the next when the salary cap goes up, it's okay, now every time the salary cap's going up, you're now in the position where you have to pay these guys this much money.
And you wait till after the offseason's done now. All these DNs. For the Redskins situation, Commanders, the wide receivers have been paid. DK got paid. Jamar Chase got paid. All these guys have gotten paid. And Terry McLaurin's like, I think I'm better than DK, so you got to give me more money than him. You would have paid him before. DK would have said the opposite. He would have said, I think I'm better than Terry. Give me more money than him.
Yeah.
You got to pay these guys earlier.
Miles
you know
Garrett.
you're keeping Micah fucking Parsons, man.
Garrett and Watt got paid, right?
Watt
Yeah.
just got paid.
Now
Watt just
Hendrickson
got
and
paid.
Micah, the last two.
You're going to have to pay them more.
If
probably.
I'm one of them, I'm like,
Oh, for sure, Micah.
It's
Trey
like-
Hendrickson has the
I
more.
would have said for sure Trey Hendrickson and said, I led the league in sacks. I think he had 17 and a half, and next best was 13 and a half. He's like, I'm 4 sacks better than the next guy. I want to get paid more than
on
that
the
guy.
worst defense.
Right.
So he can come with that. The only thing with Micah is you watch and you talk to people, and it's like, this guy's, if not the best, one of the 2 or 3 best
And I think
defenders
Trey's probably
in the NFL.
Trey Hendrickson's probably 30 and Mike's probably 25. 26.
Right, that's the whole thing.
So-
at the same point, though, it's like you said with Trey Hendrickson to be like, I'm not getting paid. He can just say, I'm not getting paid less than these guys. I'm not showing up.
no, you,
This is
that's the, he
Chris
can just,
Jones did that. Remember, that was a whole issue.
Yeah, he sat
and then-
out like 2 games or something.
And then what they end up doing, paying him, and he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Who's your 4 in order for the NFC East?
I think the Eagles still,
Yeah.
because they kept Vic Fangio, which I think is the big
That's
deal.
the biggest thing.
I do think
that
it's
was
tough.
huge to keep Sirianni, who's proven now to be a good head coach. He can manage at least a great team and to keep Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio, it is tough that their passing game coordinator is going to become their first-time offensive coordinator in the league. But you have, like you said, you have Sirianni there, and Jalen Hurts is a pro. I mean,
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing because passing game coordinator gets a little bit more of a voice, and that's where they struggle more in the offense. They definitely don't struggle in the run game.
yeah. And as long as this guy, like we said, can do like Kellen Moore when he surprised us and stick to the run, I think the Eagles will be
That's
fine.
the one thing. Don't be a passing game coordinator and go, oh, we can throw the ball 40 times now. You have Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts.
Exactly.
Don't ever throw it.
I think it's second and third are very close for me.
It's another thing with Steichen. You have Jonathan Taylor, who's the top 5 running back in the league talent-wise, and you have a better running back than him at quarterback. Stop throwing the fucking ball.
Play the wishbone offense.
Yeah, literally,
Go
bro.
Georgia Tech Navy in the fucking 80s.
It was
Yeah.
like the Browns when Baker had that bad shoulder and he threw it 18 times in a row. It's
Right.
like you have Nick Chubb.
It was the Dolphins
and what's his
offense that
name?
like won the AFC East.
With
Under
the Wildcat.
Ronnie
Wildcat.
Brown,
Ronnie
and
Brown, the Wildcat.
Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
Run the Wildcat with
Tony
Anthony
Sperano or
Richardson
something
and
from the
Jonathan Taylor, and
Cowboys.
one of the best. I would say Quentin Nelson. We're gonna run behind him with either Richardson or Taylor every single time, and you're never going to
Just do what
stop
Notre
him.
Dame did and have Taylor
Wiley
be a lead
Leonard.
blocker for Anthony Richardson and just have him run behind
And Quentin Nelson is fucking what's it called?
Pulling.
Pulling.
You want him on full speed coming at you?
He's pulling. Guess who he's pulling behind? Tyler Warren.
Right.
They're fucking going down the field. Go ahead.
Who you
Oh.
got?
I have Commanders taking a step back, but still coming in second place.
10-7 probably.
Just because I think it's gonna be tough. This Dan Quinn last year he was playing with house money,
That's my whole thing.
so he could go for these 4th downs and everything like that. Is he gonna keep doing it, or is he gonna be more conservative? But I do think even though I have film on Jayden seems like a smart kid that will improve. The Scary Terry thing, I think he spreads the ball out enough where, like, you want him out there, but they should be fine.
I saw a sort of straight up trade with maybe some picks included with Tyreek Hill. I think they should fucking do that.
They should go for that one. But then it's like, do you want Tyreek Hill there with your young quarterback after
Right,
what he's
that's-
pulled?
Yeah.
Dallas, I think they get about 10, 11 wins. Them and Washington could be tied because Dallas last year went 7-10, and Dak only played 8 games.
Yeah, I don't even necessarily think I like shit on Mike McCarthy, but it's just like, dude, you're not like a first time coach where let's see what you do in 3 to 5 years and hopefully you've improved. It's like you've been to the Super Bowl before.
Yeah, and the
We
only
expect
time
victories in the first
for
round.
him though, his only losing seasons were when Dak went down.
No,
with
for
big
sure. But the
injuries.
problem
The
But
playoffs
the
with,
same
wasn't
point was
shitty.
he can't get past it. But
and the timeouts we've talked, which I don't even know if Jerry how much he knows about calling a timeout and when he should do it. But
yeah,
It's
Schottenheimer
simply
has
put,
that down.
McCarthy was like, I couldn't see the clock, and it's like, dude, there's way too much of that going on.
Simply put, if you're a veteran coach in the league and you're coming to a team who feels like they have the potential to win the Super Bowl, you got like 3 to 5 years to go there. To
At
do
least
that,
make it.
to at least make it to the NFC Championship.
Well, that's what if I'm Schottenheimer, I'm saying, look, this is the team. You have to give me 3 years. Like, this is a year where I think we could make the play. Because last year, it took them how long to just make Dowdle the running back 1? Like,
Yeah.
they wanted to make Zeke the guy, and it's like,
When
towards
you
the
have
end of the
two
year,
bad running backs. It's
You
kind
know, I
of
just realized they could do that with Anthony Richardson until literally his fucking shoulder pops, and then just throw Daniel Jones into it and do the same, and then throw Ryan Leonard into it. They have
Yeah, just
3
keep
of
that
the
offense.
same fucking guys there.
They literally do.
Can't really throw, but can run like a motherfucker.
and then the Giants dead last.
Like Giants have last.
I
And
think all 3
I'm not even
quarterbacks
hating
play.
on the Giants. I like what they did. I really
No,
do
I
like
did
what
too,
they
but
did.
they're building. They're just building.
I like
But they're
Dayball.
just in that spot. I like Dable too.
I
And
do
if I'm a team with a young quarterback that's a project, like an Anthony Richardson,
Jackson Dart.
a Jackson Dart, or even a Joe Milton, if he gets fired, it's like I bring him over as my offensive coordinator. I don't
No,
care.
I would too, 100%. I mean,
100%.
the first
what he
year
did with
was,
Josh Allen,
yeah, and when his first year with
Daniel Jones.
with the Giants, they went to the playoffs and beat the Vikings. Like he's shown you in his first year he could get stuff done. Now 3-4 years, it's like, oh, well, okay, you lost Saquon Barkley. But the problem is
you paid
the GM
Daniel Jones
fires
$40
the
million.
coach,
The
which is a GM's decision.
He gave Daniel Jones $40 million.
Didn't pay Saquon.
They don't pay Saquon. The offensive line went to shit.
Never got better.
So
The only thing he's built is the D line, which is a very important piece. But the receivers, they got Malik Neighbors just because they had a. When you have a top 5 pick, if you don't get a good player, you're a fucking moron.
I'll say this about the draft though. I do feel like it's hard to find a team who like had a terrible draft.
Yeah,
I think it was just really talented.
here's
this
the
draft.
problem though with the draft is you don't know how to grade it until 5 years from now.
Right. Like I could sit there and say that, but I was looking at the Cardinals today because we were talking about the Cardinals, and Will Johnson looks fucking incredible. In at corner, what?
Just like Mel Kiper put his career on the line for Jimmy Clausen.
He's a fucking idiot. I want that career gone too. But Will Johnson is like clamping people up, and it's like, wow, you got that guy in the second round. And I was just thinking, man, a team could have got their cornerbacks 1 and 2 in this draft, not even in the first round with Benjamin Morrison and Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
that's
this
crazy.
draft seemed like it had a lot of talent.
But
the defensive backs like Xavier Watts and Benjamin Morrison, it's like there's guys that were just as good or better than them too.
the guy for that
Splitting
went to the
hairs.
Broncos from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
he was fantastic. The Kentucky guy who ran like a 4.2. Anyway, the Cardinals needed defense. Like the defense, it was like our offense is doing pretty well here, but our defense can't do shit. Like James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr., these guys are showing up. Who's their tight end? He's Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
Kyler Murray's playing well. Like we need the defense to start showing up. Their draft went in order, the rounds 1 through 7. They had 7 picks, 1 each round. D tackle, cornerback, edge, linebacker, cornerback, guard, safety. They were like, we need defense, and we're gonna draft 6 fucking defenders.
I mean, yeah, that's literally a whole new defense.
Right.
In terms of players. Obviously.
And they're all good players too. Walter Nolan, big ass D tackle from Ole Miss. Second round, Will Johnson. Like I said, he looks great from Michigan, the corner, and then the edge rusher from Oregon. Like, and Cody from linebacker from Ohio State. Like those 4 guys should be good.
Yeah. They're going to definitely at least provide a spark on
Right.
defense.
And then with the Cowboys, I do like that a O-line coach is the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So I'd hope he'd emphasize on the run more. But then there's a problem is,
Who the fuck's gonna run it?
well, I don't know how good this offensive line really is going to be.
The depth chart I saw had Javonte Williams running back 1 and Miles Sanders running back 2. If that's the case, I'm taking a shotgun, putting it in my mouth, and pulling.
That's the problem is, and the O-line is so young. We just lost Zach Martin, was the last head guy of the great O-line we had years ago.
From 2016 to like 2020.
So
He still was great in his last years.
No, he was still great.
But like he was getting a little more injured, and he wasn't all first team All Pro, maybe even second team All Pro
Yeah.
in his last. And I think this kid's gonna be great at right
I think
guard.
so too.
So I don't really feel like, I mean, how can you not downgrade from Zach Martin, who in my opinion is probably the greatest right guard of all time? But it's not like, dude, you went from a 5-star guy to a fucking
2-star.
No, you probably go to a 4.5.
You hope
star.
that
you know
Zach
I'm saying,
was
yeah.
descending because of his age. Well, this kid is now can ascend, so that they would kind of meet where they were going anyway.
I was
type of
upset
deal.
when we lost Biagis. Cooper BB is better than him.
Yeah.
So we have a great center.
I think we do good with the
Offensive line's great.
Tyler
Defensive
Smith
line
at
is
left
terrible.
guard.
Tyler Smith on the left guard is the best
Has to
lineman
be.
we have. He's great. Great left guard. Great center. If this kid's good, great right guard, right? And then Guyton and Terrence Steele, who you have at the tackles, which unfortunately your tackles are your weak point of your line, but they're not terrible. And now you have Lyle Collins for depth.
Terrence Steele's a great run blocking right tackle
Right.
too.
They're not terrible. And when the interior is fantastic, I think he'll be okay.
That's the thing is, like, you can run the ball if the interior.
And we'll see.
has it
Like
together.
Guyton is a guy that like it was his first year last year. Let's see what he is in his second year.
Yeah. My 2 bets for the NFC East are Giants under 5.5 wins, and I haven't taken it. I'm considering Cowboys to make the playoffs at plus 180, just because I feel like that's pretty
sorry.
nice
That was
dog.
another thing I was going to say. I have the Commanders winning it. I have Eagles second, and I have Dallas third, and I have those close, and I have them so close that I have all 3 of them making the playoffs.
I do as well.
There's no way that's going to happen.
It's going to happen, brother.
NFC West, you have the Rams and Niners. Unless Stafford.
Niners, neither of those teams.
The Niners have the easiest
I
schedule
heard
in the league.
Stafford's back is not looking great.
No, it's not. But the Niners have the easiest schedule in the
Stetson
NFL.
Bennett, and he's an alcoholic.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is a
Proven
gay
winner.
porn star.
Proven winner.
So you Man, I know you love Jimmy G. My opinion, if they lose Stafford, they're fucked.
Jimmy G with Sean McVay will be perfectly fine.
No,
With
he
Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, and
That defense is solid still.
that's what Jimmy G will win them 8 to 10 games.
8 games is not going to
Get you a playoff spot.
No, but here's my point. The Niners have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
But they've lost. I don't love how they look.
I don't either, but I'm just
I
saying.
know like Debo's not a big deal because he's fat anyway.
I think their window is
Brandon
it's not
Ayuk's coming.
closed.
Like who are they throwing to besides Kittle?
Ricky
Juwan
Pearsall,
Jennings.
Juwan Jennings, and Brandon
Ricky
Ayuk.
Pearsall got shot for 6 months.
He played.
He looked okay. He doesn't look like a wide receiver 1 or 2.
He could be a 2.
And what's
know.
Juwan
He's a
Jennings?
rookie.
Then? Juwan Jennings ain't a 1.
He's a 2.
He's a 2 because he was a 2.
The NFC,
He was good last year. I don't know what
NFC
he's
South's
talking
not going to have
He's the only guy to
multiple-
throw to though.
Exactly, which means defenses know that also. You could play both
No,
sides.
they
of
have
it.
Kittle, I guess. The O line
And Christian McCaffrey
outside
now.
of Trent Williams is not good anymore.
Yeah, but CMC going to be healthy.
That's overplayed too. He's
it's
only been hurt.
underplayed maybe.
I don't think it is. He's
That
only been
fucking
hurt
prick
like
is
2
hurt
or 3 years.
He's hurt every other year.
Right, and he was hurt last year.
Oh, I guess so. He won't be
So
hurt
he'll be
this
fine
year.
this year.
Exactly.
That's true.
But at
That's
the
my
same
whole
point,
point.
NFC South, of course, we'll get to that.
They lost a lot of
Another
guys
episode.
defensively too. They lost the corner. They lost Hufanga at safety. They lost. They've lost Javon Kinlaw and all these D linemen.
I
They
just
lost
think
Dre Greenlaw, who tore his Achilles, and without him last year, they did not.
I
look
think,
great.
like you said, the Cardinals,
Which, by the way, he's on the Broncos. That defense looks fucking insane.
Cardinals, Niners, Rams, all 3 could be playoff teams.
I think they'll be worse than Dallas.
The
Might be by a game.
NFC North, you have Lions, Packers, Vikings.
I think Lions.
I think when you the scope you just gave me to the NFC West, one team will make the playoffs because they have to win the division. I don't think the second team will be better than the Dallas Cowboys. That's my opinion. But
and
it
you
could
still
be
have,
wrong.
You still have 2 more playoff spots, even
And
if 2
here's the
teams
thing.
make the West.
And no 2 teams are making making it in the NFC South.
South, no.
South,
Fuck
no.
Buccaneers,
It's
you
either-
might as well just give them the playoffs.
It's either Buccaneers or Falcons.
And the NFC North,
Oh, I do like the Falcons.
I mean-
2 teams could make that actually. Because no, they won't.
the Bears, no. The Vikings have secondly a rookie quarterback coming through here.
Kevin O'Connell, though, man.
The Lions and the Packers, I think, should both make it. My prediction is Lion Packers make it, and then you have your 3 division winners, and then the other 2 teams are Eagles and Cowboys.
I agree, but still with the Lions, lost both coordinators. Jared Goff, he's not a guy.
There's just so much talent there. Is the problem.
That's
It is. But then last year, too, the way they play hard
and
nosed.
they want to play.
Are they going to be healthy?
They want to play for their coach, and even without these coordinators and all these things, like Dan Campbell, they won 9 games and missed the playoffs, 9-7 or 9. They beat Aaron Rodgers in his last game over there,
To knock him out of the playoffs.
right? And all this, you don't go from 14 or 15 wins last year and winning the regular season NFC to like 8 wins when you literally lost nobody in the fucking offseason.
But
besides coordinators,
Your coordinators,
which is huge,
Who knows who else from the coaching staff they lost?
I
to?
think they'll win 10 games,
at least.
which probably
They should.
is going to be in that same tier as Dallas, same tier as this. Because you got to think in the NFC East, you guys are saying 12-5, 11-6, 10-7. Like that's a tough. That means that they're all beat each other at home.
Right. That
They've
means
all-
they
they
all
all
went
took care of
3-3,
business.
and then they only lost 3 or 4 other games outside of that. It's
Right.
hard to see, especially with tough schedules. That's another thing. It's hard for the toughest division. My prediction is the division with the toughest schedule for a division in the entire NFL is going to take 3 teams to the playoffs.
To be
That's
honest,
insane.
the Cowboys have a pretty easy fucking schedule.
Run me through it real quick.
All right. Eagles
On the road. Loss.
at the Eagles Thursday to open the season. Then home against the Giants.
Okay.
At the Bears.
Yep.
Home versus the Packers.
Green Bay's favorite, so I won't give it to them.
We've never beat them in Dallas. So since the
Well,
new
then there you
stadium,
go.
since the new stadium opened, at the Jets and at the Panthers, and then home against Commanders. You got to win all 3 of those.
That's 5 games. We haven't beat the Broncos since I think 1996.
At the Broncos, so we'll call that a loss. But let's give us the Cardinals
For sure.
at home. At the Raiders,
For sure.
home against the Eagles. We'll give us that.
Give
We'll
that
just,
one.
we'll just split
Splits.
those. At home against the Chiefs, no
No.
shot. At the Lions,
At least that's on Thanksgiving, so I should have my fucking meal ruined.
yeah.
Uh,
At the Lions and versus the Vikings, let's take one of those.
Okay.
Home against the Chargers with Harbaugh. I
and
don't
the last
know.
one you have is the Giants, as far as wins go.
Right. So that's how many.
If you don't give them the Chargers, it's 10. If you do, it's 11.
Gee, so they could be in it. Who was I? Oh, I was arguing. I don't think there'd be 3 teams out of the NFC East.
Yeah.
Because I think I also think
But
Thursday.
you have Philly winning it.
I mean, Christmas on Netflix against the Commanders. I feel like we're live for that game.
Here's who the
Washington's -5.5 in that game. I think that's Dallas or not.
Here's who the Lions lost. Their OC, their DC, their D-line coach, their wide receiver coach, their quarterback coach, and their tight end coach.
That fucking stinks. That's terrible.
But here's the thing.
Who would they hire?
That's the thing is,
I mean, if they hired fucking Brian Dable and
I hate to
they
say
promoted
this.
their linebacker coach to D coordinator.
Okay. Linebacker.
They hired John Morton, who was a offensive assistant for the Broncos and them, to offensive coordinator.
Offensive assistant for Sean Payton. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high roll.
Here's what that is you have to wait and see.
Right.
The linebacker coach, I'm sure that defense will be decent.
I remember him on Hard Knocks. You could tell he was involved with the Aaron Glenn stuff.
If you're a
and everything
linebacker
like that.
coach, you're generally a smart dude because the linebackers are the quarterbacks of the defense.
They have so much going on.
Vrabel.
Yeah. They're generally the
B-Flow.
They're generally the quarterback.
B-Flow is the most recent one I can think of who was a linebackers coach and then goes to DC from there and has been amazing.
Here's my thing with the Vikings because we're talking about rookie quarterback. There's no way that kid comes out and is worse than Sam Darnold was prior to coming to the Vikings. He's going to go there and he's going to play fine.
There's a way that he's worse than Sam Darnold was in the regular season for the Vikings last year, though.
No, I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. When Sam Darnold came to the Vikings, he was dog shit.
Right.
The Vikings, then he turned into whatever.
Was he dog shit or was his...
Well, I'm saying his
systems
career
around
before that was dog. But that's my point. Is J.J. McCarthy.
So is J.J. McCarthy's.
Yeah, but...
Victories are there, but he hasn't done fuck all.
He played good against Alabama.
Sam Darnold has how many years with the NFL...
Right. But I'm just saying...
under his belt where he can come in and... Like Andy Dalton came in for Bryce Young. Bryce Young's more talented than Andy Dalton.
Right.
But Andy Dalton, mind you, he has much more accolades than Sam Darnold had. And people forget Andy Dalton was an all-pro quarterback.
No, for sure.
Sam Darnold's not worried about those vets. They have their eyes up. J.J. McCarthy, like Danny said, there was a very run-heavy offense. He did show up in big games. He seems like a big game winning type of guy.
Yeah, I mean, he won the national championship as a starting quarterback of
So
a
as long
team
as-
who was hadn't won shit.
I always dislike these quarterback head coach play callers because they want to pass heavy as opposed to, hey, maybe win with the run game here and stuff like that. Because when the Eagles got their success again,
The thing is, though, is you're throwing to Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson. Jordan Addison has been suspended for 3 games for using steroids.
And
That's a fucking
which
big.
if I can recover and only get suspended 3 games,
I'll
go
do
for
that
it.
all
and
day.
they've got Jordan
yeah.
Mason and Aaron Jones, which I
If
think
I was a
Jordan Mason's-
professional athlete at every level except for like a martial art, I would be on steroids. Because I heard Tom Aspinall talk about this, where he was saying like a 100-meter dash, if you take steroids and win that, that's fine. He was like, you're a cheat. If you get caught, they'll take all your medals and championships and belts or whatever you get away. And he's like, and that's fine, but it's fine. He said in the martial arts world, if you take steroids, you're a piece of shit. Because now, like that enhancement made that guy faster in the 100-meter. This is you're putting people's lives at danger with taking the steroids and going out there and beating the fucking shit out of them. So he's like, I think you're a piece of shit if you do that. And if I was a professional athlete, even at the martial arts level, I would be taking.
Yeah, sounds like he's projecting.
But I think
I
that
think he's on steroids.
They're all on steroids.
I don't think
they're
he's
on some sort of thing that
If I was on steroids and not that he looks bad, he looks way better than me, but had his body, I'd be fucking pissed.
DC was probably on steroids.
Who?
DC was probably on.
Yeah, I heard his
steroids.
testosterone levels for one of the fights was like 10 times what you're supposed
they're
to be.
taking stuff that enhances them. Whether
Right.
it's not
You
steroids.
see, who's the dude? Bradley Martin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was talking to Rampage, and Rampage was like, I was on HGH, and he goes, that's steroids, bro. Because all they told me it was for testosterone. He goes, what do you think steroids do for you?
Yeah, they raise your testosterone.
Some of those dudes are like retarded people.
And then Rampage was just like, you saw that, like, fuck, did I take steroids?
He was like, no, I'd only raise my testosterone. It's like, that's exactly what steroids do.
That's 100% what steroids.
It's the same
That's
thing,
the
though.
effectiveness
Here's the
of
thing, though,
steroids.
about steroids is you can't just take it and just sit on the
No,
couch.
they're still
and shit
working.
like that.
But the
You can,
problem
though.
is,
You can.
They did a study where that you still gain muscle mass and strength.
No, I've heard that, yeah.
But if you combine
walk
it with
into the
healthy
gym-
eating, protein intake, and
if you go to the gym and
And
lift
they-
135 pounds as many times as just that little weight as many times as you can, you will be.
Oh, you'll blow up.
Your strength will go up 10 times faster than if you did it without steroids.
And say too, and then the main thing is the quicker recovery time. So
That's
it's
the
like,
other part.
I could be in the gym more often than these guys that aren't
Right.
on it, and everything like
And you're
that.
probably blowing loads.
they did
like
a study.
Spider-Man.
If you're working out and you're not taking anything, and I'm not working out and I'm on steroids, I would be stronger than you.
right,
That's how fucking
Yeah.
crazy that shit is. Why are we not taking steroids? steroids.
I don't know. We don't have any
texted
reason
Jordan
not
We
to.
this-
already,
texted
we already
Jordan.
have tempers.
I texted Jordan this one day, and I said I was listening to Chris DiStefano, and he said he took steroids his freshman year of college basketball, and he was repping 225 like 15 to 25 times with ease and tomahawk dunking. And I said, why don't we take this? He said, I don't need to do either of those two things for
Right.
my life.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's like, I sell cars. Why do I need to rep 225 25 times or tomahawk dunk? J.J. McCarthy in the national championship against Washington was 10 of 18 with 140 yards. Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards combined for 238 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
No, I think against Bama he was good, I said.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Bama, he was like, cool. But I'm just saying, he didn't have like, I don't know. And again, he's another guy. I actually think they might have benefited, not from his injury, but from him not playing his rookie season.
In the preseason, he looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Because
He was going to be the starter.
He would have at some point.
and that's why I think they benefited. Because him, Joe Milton, who's currently on the Cowboys, and Anthony Richardson, all of those guys are like just balls of potential. Can they turn into what they have all this potential? Can they turn into this? Close that door. He's a fucking wild animal. And it's like, well, the potential needs to be educated. It needs to be, what's the word I'm looking
Nurtured?
for? Nurtured, Billy. Very good. And all that stuff. And it's like Milton's currently being nurtured. Last year, that's what J.J. McCarthy was. They didn't give Anthony Richardson any chance. They just threw him into fire and said, hopefully the potential turns out. It's like, how could it? Like, it's different when it's Joe Burrow, where it's like, this isn't just potential. We've actually seen he's great.
I mean, he was the best college season of all time.
Right.
And he'd been
This guy isn't just like, dude, he has the size and ability. Like, J.J. McCarthy, it's like he's really his biggest thing is he's really young, and he has like the capabilities. Like, he can throw a good ball, and he can run the ball, and hopefully
perfect recent example. Josh Allen.
Yeah,
A-ball,
Best quarterback in the NFL.
you know,
that was all potential.
Dayball-
He still looked better
Dayball-
than those guys did.
they
when
all
he was
nursed him, held him in his arms.
Sucked him on his teats.
Yeah.
Right.
Sucking on those D-cup teats of that fat bald fuck.
Okay.
I like Dable.
I hate when people say Lamar's better than Allen. That's
It's not even close.
Lamar isn't better.
because I don't like to get racist.
That's what I mean, man.
But certain things make you.
This is what it is. There's a tier 1 in the NFL, and it's Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Because
That's
They're
a
all a
tier
little
1.
white.
but you're not, because you're saying Jayden Daniels is above him.
Against
Lamar.
above who? He's
Above
not
Lamar,
above
or
Lamar.
at Lamar. Danny is saying
He's not.
You're saying Jalen Hurts is right there with Lamar as well.
Yes. Here,
If you had the Eagles,
it goes.
this is a horrible
This is
question.
tier 1: Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. Tier 2 is Jalen Hurts,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson,
And Jaden
Justin
Daniels.
Herbert, and probably Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is
I
like
wouldn't put
Jaden
Herbert in
Daniels
there.
has his arm up, and it's like, are we going to bring this guy into tier 2 or not?
I disagree. I'd have Jaden Daniels above Herbert in that year.
You gotta,
I hate it.
you have to consider, man.
Throwing 3 picks in the regular season and 4 in one playoff game is
No,
should
that's-
honestly be burned at the
That's
fucking
his
stake.
worst performance for sure. But you have to think also that guy's first 3-4 years.
He was with a retarded
He was
person.
with Brandon Staley. So like Herbert's ascending. He's still
He's got to be nurtured.
He has to be. He has
But
to be
he
sucking on-
better be. This is his
Harbaugh's
last
teeth.
fucking year for me.
You got to give these guys time, man. I don't know what.
And it's been 7 years.
No,
The guy's got to be
4.
40 by now.
Because here's my thing too.
This is his
2021.
5th year.
right.
I don't want to hear
And
about.
Fucking-
for 4 he had shit, or 3 he had shit.
And he was what, the 5th overall pick?
Yep.
And Burrow was the first.
And 2
Burrow's been to
06.
2 AFC championships,
Right.
and a Super Bowl, and 2 healthy seasons since.
Zach Taylor's actually a decent.
Jack Taylor's
play
a
caller.
retarded person.
Decent play caller.
Yeah,
Head coach, he's literally mental.
like Joe Burrow's been like MVP caliber in the regular season and made it.
That's why I
on
said
all this.
Herbert's in the tier below them for sure.
Here's the thing.
For me, sorry,
Herbert's had 2 playoff games.
horrible.
The first one, he was 25 of 43, 58%, 273 yards, a touchdown, no turnovers.
Here's what I'll say
He
about
also
that
was
game.
up 27-0. So why did he throw the ball 43 times?
That's exactly what I was going to
The
say.
second
So there you
game,
go.
14 of 32, 44%,
Horrible.
242 yards, 1 touchdown, 4
But
interceptions.
let me ask you, who did he play in that game? The Houston Texans.
Mhm.
That defense is probably top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah, DeMeco Ryans is
Right.
a defensive
They-
Who
genius.
did the Texans play the following week? The Chiefs. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they had a
pretty
close
back and forth game.
They just got sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
Their defense is very good. And I think this year
It's not
their
top
defense
5 in the NFL.
100%.
Here's the thing though, is like people want to say
100%.
Jalen Hurts had
Not
the
better than the
Eagles.
Steelers or the Ravens.
Lamar Jackson had the Ravens.
It's not
He's
better
had
than the
stacked
Eagles or the
teams.
Chiefs.
It's better than the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs didn't look too bad when they went to the fucking Super Bowl. Asshole.
What do you mean?
It's not better than the Chiefs.
The Chiefs gave up 50 points in the Super Bowl
We just said that the Texans lost the game because they got 9 sacks in one fucking game. The Chiefs.
because their the Texans' offensive line isn't great. I don't think them
Not
trading
9
Tunsil
sacks.
was the worst fucking decision. Either.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. And then they drafted.
No, I'm saying I don't think that's the worst decision. I think he was on. I think
23-14 was Chiefs Texans.
Right. You
So
give
the
up 23.
Chiefs gave
You
up-
give up 23 points to the Chiefs in the playoffs. You're feeling pretty good.
I mean, the Chiefs gave up 14. You're feeling pretty fucking good. And got 9 sacks.
Yeah, but you're in Arrowhead. There's a lot that goes into that. It's freezing cold.
I think the Chiefs' defense is better.
Going into this year, I don't think so. But they also have Spagano in the playoffs,
That's what I'm saying.
so that's the whole thing.
That's a reason why they're better, though.
I'll get the AFC East.
Yeah. Why
I don't know what to call all this.
this talk?
Yeah.
AFC East.